Hi guys, my name's Shaun. I work for Square One Physiotherapy in Mosman. I'm here today to show you a 30-minute routine. It's going to be focused primarily on a total body workout, so that's going to include both using the upper and lower body as well as the trunk. We're initially going to start off by working through some preparation exercises to really activate the trunk muscles, the core, activate the upper body and also activate the hips as well. And then we're going to go into the main routine, which is going to include 5 exercises. We're going to repeat it 4 times through. And we're going to work through approximately 10 reps of each exercise as we do it, okay? All you're going to need is a small weight, so I'm going to use a kettlebell, but you can simply use something at home, a water bottle. If you've got some old dumbbells, by all means use those, medicine ball, whatever it is you have, okay? So we're going to just dive into the routine first of all, and the first part, as I said, is going to be focused primarily on just activating the right muscle groups, but also combined with some mobility work for the trunk. So first thing we're going to focus on is some rotational movements for the thoracic spine. So we're going to just work on being in this quadruped position. So quadruped position here. We're going to focus now from this position on working through coming down. So we're dropping into it, coming down, reaching across, and then from there going the other way. And we're just simply going to work through 5 repetitions. So coming down, reaching across, hand behind the back, going the other way. Okay, cross, and come back. And last one. And back, okay. Going to change sides. Now this one, as I said, by dropping ourselves into that quadruped position, backward rock, okay, and then simply from there we're locking through the low back, and then we can rotate through the upper body as well. So coming through, come down, and just working through, okay, really getting a full rotation through the thoracic spine. Okay, so from there we're going to take ourselves into staying within the quadruped position, but now working through opposite arm and leg extension as well, okay? So this is great for activating the hips, but also through the upper body as well, and we want to keep that low back stable. We don't want to allow ourselves to drop down, okay? So from here we're coming through. And again, just working through 5 repetitions each side. Pushing that back leg out, keeping the toes down as well as we do it. And now we're going to do the opposite side, so there, and coming through. Okay, long spine as we do the movement, keeping the head down as well, as I said, not dropping through. So from here we're going to start to work on activating the upper body. We're going to do 5 reps each side. So we're going to start by just back into that quadruped position, toes curled down. Okay, we're going to push up into a third dog position, or a downward dog position rather. And from there we're just going to be doing, touching the back of the head, activating each shoulder. Okay, keeping ourselves down. Okay, I'll show you from the front. So here, down here. 4 more. Okay, so that's great. We've activated the core muscles there, we've activated the upper body as well. Now we're going to be working through the posterior chain. So just coming through, coming into lying position, hip lock, bringing the knees up towards the chest, drawing, toes pointing up, and then just working on 5 repetitions each side. Okay, so our single leg glute bridge. Now bringing the knee up is going to be locking out the low back as we do it. and then changing sides, okay? Heel down, drawing the knee up towards the chest and locking through. Okay, great stuff. Now again, activating the glutes at the back, we're now turning our attention to the trunk again. And so what we're going to do now is work on our bird dog position, so anterior pillar. So I'm going to come through, we're going to put some pressure down through the knee. So right knee, left hand, and then from here we're going to come out and back in. And we're just going to work through the repetitions there. Good. 5. We'll go with 8 repetitions. 8. Okay, keeping that pressure down. Now change sides, so they're opposites. Okay, and then coming through. Great stuff. Back down. So now we're going to just move up into 4-point kneeling, split kneeling position or half kneeling position, and then from there we're just going to do 5 repetitions, focusing on the breathing. Okay, breathing out with the arm. Okay, so extension through the thoracic spine, feeling a good stretch through the hip flexors at the front, activating the glutes at the back, coming across the body, and then away. Okay, coming back down here, there. So we're focusing on extension, but also rotation as well. Coming through. Last one, so extension here, feeling the stretch through the hip flexors at the front, coming down across the body, and then rotating. And then we're going to do the same on the other side as well, okay? So, left foot forwards this time, okay? Again, coming up, so extension, coming back down across the body, and then rotating away, okay? So, coming into extension, flexing or stretching through the front of the hips, extending through the thoracic spine, okay? Coming down, and then rotating as well, and working through 2 more of those. So there, really opening out the thoracic spine while also giving yourself a really nice hip flexor stretch, okay? So that's the start of our mobility stroke activation exercise. We're now going to get into the main session, okay? So exercise number 1 is going to be working on a rowing motion, and it's going to be focused on a kettlebell drag, okay? So we're going to be just in this position to start off with, 10 repetitions here, and so from here we're going to come up into that pillar plank position, activating the core, okay? And then we're going to now be working on dragging through, coming back, okay? So activating our stability muscles through around the scapula, engaging the core, and really not rotating at all through or twisting through the trunk, okay? So keep the trunk and the hip stable, and then just working on dragging through. And we'll do 1 more each side, okay? Other key thing is when we're doing that is making sure that we keep the low back from arching down or losing our control through the low back, which can start to bring on some pain. We want to make sure that back is locked in. Okay, so next one we're going to do is working on now hip extension. So we're going to be working on a single leg RDL with the kettlebell, okay? So going to be having the kettlebell in the same hand as we extend the leg back through. So it's going to be working on 10 reps, coming through. So this is really activating our gluteal muscles, our hamstrings as well. but again, it's primarily focused on stability. Last repetition. Okay, and now doing the same thing on the other side, so swapping the weight over, and again same position. Okay, is down and coming through. Yeah, great one for hip control. Okay, controlling the knee movements as well, and just having a bit of external load using the kettlebell. Okay, so we're now going to take it back into the upper body, and from there we're going to go into a push-up, but a single leg push-up, 10 repetitions. We're going to change sides after 4 reps, okay? So in this push-up position here, okay, just working through, so right leg up, 1, pushing through, and really exploding out of it. Okay, and then from there, change sides, okay? Okay, so the single leg push-up just focuses a bit more on stability. You're changing the base of support. Again, you want to keep the trunk engaged, and you want to prevent yourself from dropping through the hips as well as you do it, okay? Next one we're going to focus on now is lower body again, and it's going to be a split squat using the kettlebell, and we're going to be using the kettlebell in a rack position, so working our opposite side. Again, we want to just get our body weight through the front leg as we're working on the split squat, and we're just going to work on 10 repetitions each side, okay? So coming down and coming up. So with the kettlebell, I'm really keeping it close to my collarbone to protect my shoulder as well. Okay, keeping my knees forward, keeping my body weight slightly over my front leg, so I'm going off into a sprint motion. So same thing here, kettlebell, in this position, coming down, weight over the front leg, coming through. Okay, and again, very good exercise for activating the quads at the front, but also activating the glutes at the back. Good. Okay, last exercise in the sequence is going to be a rotational motion. So we're going to be back into a split kneeling position, but then also from there working through a stability lift. So from here we're just going to be coming up and coming back down. Okay, again keeping the back toes towards the ground, controlling through the trunk, okay? But notice I'm not twisting at the hips at all, I'm keeping the movement through the trunk itself. And we'll change, okay? So other side through, back toe down, glutes engaged, and then working through, twisting, but twisting through the trunk. And that's where doing our mobility work to start off with, for the thoracic spine in particular, is really important. And 10. Okay, so you're going to start to feel that in the upper body again. Okay, so now we go back to the first exercise, okay, which is our kettlebell drag through. So, and we're going to go into round 2, okay? I'll just back up a tad. In this position, Okay, so coming through here, and then we're just going to work through again. So starting to feel it in my shoulders now. Again, I'm not rocking through the hips at all, keeping the pelvis locked in, okay, and just stabilising through my upper body, dragging through, using some of the muscles around the scapula. Perfect, okay. So now back into our single leg RDL. Okay, so again we're going to start on this side here, okay, and working on having the kettlebell in the leg that we extend back on. Yep, so just working through our 10 reps. So 1, keeping that hip really stabilised. The back leg should be pipe straight and both the headlights facing forwards as well. I've noticed I'm quite tight through my hamstrings, so I have to bend the knee slightly, okay, but really just having the knee slightly softened when you're doing it. And then changing sides as well. Yep. And coming through. So again, keeping my back leg as straight as possible as I do the movement. Front arm straight, looking down, keeping my spine straight as well. Okay, so next exercise is getting back into the push-ups, the single leg push-ups. Okay, and again much more upper body focus now. You're being in this position, 5 reps each side. So right leg extended, toes pointing down, and then just coming through. Five, change sides. Okay, so next one is now kettlebell in the rack position. I'm going to take my watch up this time, put it forwards, okay, and again coming through this position here, kettlebell there, protecting the collarbone and coming up. So doing some explosive motions as I work through. Coming up and through. I can hold that for a couple of seconds as well and treat it as a tempo as I do the movement. Good job, okay, and then same thing on the other side now. So kettlebell here, stabilising opposite arm to leg. Okay, again I'm punching those arms because I want to explode out the blocks and then just working through. Protecting the shoulder. So it's turning into now a bit more of a metabolic workout. My breathing's getting more heavier. My heart rate is pumping that bit harder. Okay, now next is going into the stability lift, okay? So this position, okay, working through, again 10 reps each side, so coming through. And change sides, okay? So there again, back foot locked in and coming through. Yep, rotating through the trunk, keeping the hips facing forward. Great job. Okay, so have a 30 seconds and then we're now going to go into round 3, same thing. Okay, so we're going to be back on to doing our kettlebell drags. So here, and you should start to feel like you're breaking into more of a sweat now. Okay, this position here. Okay, this position here. Okay, kettlebell here, dragging through. 10 repetitions. Yep, keeping the hips stable, not rotating through the hips at all as we're doing it. Good. Then from there, back into single leg RDL as well. So again, same side as we're dropping the leg down, headlights facing forwards, back leg pipe straight, lengthen through the spine. Okay, so there, 1, punching through. Great exercise for hamstring rehab as well. Yep, so end stage hamstring rehab when we're putting some length through the muscles. Okay. 2 more reps. Okay, and change sides. Okay, so now again coming through. Oh, lost that one. Right, good. Okay. Okay, back onto the ground, back into our single leg push-ups. Again, upper body, trunk stability as well. Working through again, our 10 reps. Yep, again, notice that I'm not trying to drop through the low back, trying to keep that engaged, keep the core muscles switched on. Awesome. Okay, now back into the split squat again. Okay, so kettlebell rack position, opposite leg forward, driving through. So working through, keeping that kettlebell close to the body. Looking forwards as well, slight lean, getting the weight over the front leg. And changing sides. Same thing, kettlebell rack. Same thing coming down. Working through those 10 reps. Okay, and now last one of this cycle is back into our stability lift. Okay, so there, coming through. Yep, this front leg should be straight as possible. Not twisting that back leg, not twisting through the hips, not shifting at all. Keeping the hips facing forwards. Activating our trunk, our obliques, but also our shoulders as well. And then changing sides, same thing. Okay, fantastic, all right. So, I'm gonna get going with the last cycle through of the exercise routine, okay. Back onto our kettlebell drags. 5 more exercises to finish off. Okay, this position here. Okay, kettlebell here, dragging through. 10 repetitions. Yep, keeping the hips stable, not rotating through the hips at all as we're doing it. Good. Then from there, back into single leg RDL as well. So again, same side as we're dropping the leg down, headlights facing forwards, back leg pipe straight, lengthen through the spine. Okay, so there, 1, punching through. Great exercise for hamstring rehab as well. Yep, so end stage hamstring rehab when we're putting some length through the muscles. Two more reps. Okay, and change sides. Okay, so now again coming through. Oh, lost that one. Good. Okay. Okay, back onto the ground, back into our single leg push-ups. Again, upper body, trunk stability as well. Working through again, our 10 reps. Yep, again, notice that I'm not trying to drop through the low back, trying to keep that engaged, keep the core muscles switched on. Last one. Okay, now back into the split squat again. Okay, so kettlebell rack position, opposite leg forward, driving through. So working through, keeping that kettlebell close to the body. Looking forwards as well, slight lean, getting the weight over the front leg. And changing sides. Same thing, kettlebell rack. Same thing coming down. Working through those 10 reps. Okay, and now last one of this cycle is back into a stability lift. Okay, so there, coming through. Yeah, this front leg should be straight as possible. Not twisting that back leg, not twisting through the hips, not shifting at all. Keeping the hips facing forward. Activating our trunk, our obliques, but also our shoulders as well. And then changing sides, same thing. Okay, fantastic, all right. So, we're gonna get going with the last cycle through of the exercise routine. All right guys, thank you very much. So you can see there we worked through a really simple workout, including both activation exercises to work the core, the hips, the upper body, and then we took you through just 5 exercises to total body workout, repeated that 4 times through. You can find more about these workouts on our Facebook page, but also our YouTube channel or via Square One Connect. Feel free to touch base with any of those sources, and if you have an injury at all, then feel free to give us a call, or just simply we're also doing one-to-one or telehealth consultations. Look forward to seeing you soon.